crypto gaming company shut down recently. People immediately started saying that crypto gaming is dead, which honestly surprised me because I didn't realize it was alive. So I decided to take a look into crypto gaming just to understand it. The game was called Chronoforge. It launched on the Epic Games Store on September 10th, and on December 9th, they announced it was shutting down, with everything ending by December 30th. The servers, the gameplay, just all the blockchain stuff. Chronoforge would have been live for exactly 112 days. That's roughly 3 months, which is not a long time for a game that was supposed to be a big deal. And this is the part that made me pause a little. I mean, Chronoforge wasn't just some small side project. It raised somewhere between $3 and $4.5 million. That's not experimental money. This should probably exist for a while money. I mean, at normal salaries, that's enough to pay 25 developers, full-time developers, for more than 2 years. And the hype for it was everywhere. Big crypto influencers were talking about it. People were calling it the next Axie Infinity, which is a phrase that is typically aged well. I mean, I didn't play Chronoforge, but I did watch people play it. Almost the same thing, right? And here's what I found very interesting. It wasn't just that people were disappointed in the game. It was how quickly they got disappointed. I mean, instead of people talking about combat or systems or progression, most of the reactions were just about how boring it was. A lot of walking, a lot of talking to NPCs, a lot of side quests that didn't really go anywhere. And that's when I realized this game wasn't being hyped because it was fun. Because here's the thing, Chronoforge didn't fail quietly. It failed after a lot of people were already emotionally invested. And not in the game, but in the idea of the game. When you look back at the hype, most of it wasn't about the mechanics or the balance or whether the game even felt good to play. It was rather about potential that the game would have, the future value, the earnings that you could get from playing this game. And this is where crypto gaming starts to feel different from regular gaming. See, in normal games, fun comes first. Makes sense. Everything else is built around it. Also makes sense. But in crypto games, that order is often flipped. The economy comes first, and then the game is supposed to just catch up to that, which might sound fine until you remember that games are not financial instruments. The reason these games get hyped so quickly is pretty straightforward at the end of the day. People can make money. And the more money people think they can make, the more excited everyone gets. Not because the game is good, but because the opportunity feels good to them. They feel like they can be early. So what happens is a loop ends up forming. People talk about the game, more people join, token starts going up, that attracts even more attention. And at no point in this entire loop does the game itself actually have to be fun. But there's a small problem with this, because eventually someone has to play the game, right? And then when they do, that's usually when things start to fall apart. This is usually the moment people say, well, the game just needs more time, which sounds reasonable. Until you look at what players are actually incentivized to do. Most crypto games work exactly like this. You play the game, you earn a token, the token has value, and that value is the reason most people showed up in the first place. They didn't show up because of the story, not the mechanics, just the token. And here's where things start to get a little tricky. Because once you earn the token, there's usually no strong reason to even hold on to it. You already did the work. The fun part, if there's actually one, is already over. So people sell. One person selling, that's not a big problem. But crypto games don't often have just one person. They have thousands. And when enough people sell, guess what happens? The price drops, which makes the game less attractive. And at that point, something important happens, which is the game itself stops being an opportunity and it stops being a game and it just becomes work that no longer pays you. I mean, when you look at the reactions to Chronoforge's tweet, you can see this moment where people aren't angry. They're just done. And once that happens, there's nothing left to hype. And the deeper problem with crypto gaming isn't bad execution. It's that these economies just simply don't scale. They work when everyone feels early, but games don't succeed by staying small. I mean, a healthy game needs to be able to accommodate to late players, people who join months later, hell, years later, people who don't care about tokens. I'm about to say something crazy. People who just want to play the game. But crypto games are often designed so that being late means being exit liquidity. And you'll hear people say, the solution is just to make the games fun. Just true. It's a very good point. But it's also not that simple, because once money is involved, fun has to compete with incentives. And incentives will typically win out over fun. I mean, Chronoforge didn't fail because nobody cared. It failed because a lot of people cared, for reasons that had nothing to do with playing the game itself. Once those reasons disappeared, so did the interest. So is crypto gaming dead? You know, I don't think so. But I do think we learned something. If a game needs its token to survive, it's probably not a game yet. I wanted Chronoforge to work. I want crypto games to work. But if the most exciting part of your game is its economy, players will eventually notice. Anyway, I'm going to go play a game that doesn't ask me to think about token supply. See you.